Welcome to the Whiskey Chasers, where we talk about our passion for whiskey and its history, either amongst ourselves or while interviewing distilleries, all while enjoying a glass. I'm Steve.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Chris.
Please enjoy responsibly while enjoying this week's episode of the Whiskey Chasers.
I'm going to pop this tin, Steve. I'm struggling with it. We're going to smoke. We're going to smoke something while we drink something. We are drinking Blackened, if we didn't actually say it.
Yes.
Out loud.
Just the regular old Blackened.
Blackened by Metallica.
Yep.
This is their, it's their bottle. Yes. Blackened is Metallica's bottle, but made by not Metallica.
Not Metallica, yeah.
Surprisingly.
Dave Pickerell is the master blender of this.
Dave, so correct me if I'm wrong, Dave Pickerell did a class. Like he offered before Bardstown Bourbon Company did their contract distilling. Yes. He went out, Dave did his thing where he went out to distilleries. You could hire him, pretty much do that, where he'd come in, he'd find the mash bill, help distill it, and start you off, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It was. So he got his start at Maker's Mark way back in the day. So he was in the military. He was went to West Point, all that kind of good stuff. He joined Maker's Mark in 94. Now, in 94, Maker's Mark is kind of a craft whiskey distillery. Like
at that point,
they're fairly small. And he's considered he's considered the Johnny Appleseed of craft whiskey because of those classes that you're talking about. Yes. So he goes out, he meets with a bunch of people. He found a consulting firm called Oakview Spirits.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did another bottle another company that we did.
Oh,
I forget who it was. Yeah.
He's done J. Rieger. He worked with them. Copper Fox, Garrison Brothers, all those guys took his class and did that with him. Whistle Pig is also another one where he's become pretty famous with them. He was master distiller for Hill Rock Estates in New York. So he's done a whole bunch of stuff. Hill Rock, yep.
Oh, you know who owns Hill Rock now, right?
Who?
Sazerac.
They acquired it?
No, so Hill Rock, the bottle looks like Caribou Crossing, but it has a horse on the outside of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
that's cool.
white engraving. Yeah.
So he also went to work at Mount Vernon to recreate George Washington's still, to do that project that Mount Vernon has done with them. So he's done a lot of the recreation with that. And then he got into this. Oh, yeah. So when we were talking about doing a celebrity bottle, I was like, this is the gimmick of all gimmicks. Oh, and so I was like, I don't want to do this one because it's like, this is just like a nonsense thing, especially when we get into the thing that makes it special. But then I looked, Dave Pickerell's the one that creates it. Okay. This is some credibility. This is a guy that does a lot of this kind of stuff.
Right.
This is something. He's a chemical engineer by trade. Oh. So that's how he got started before he did any of this stuff.
But
so
he's from the Army?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was in the military. Okay. He has a chemical engineering degree from West Point.
Oh, so he was like, military.
Yeah, military. So so he's done like a ton of that kind of stuff. So he knows the molecule kind of stuff, the sciencey stuff. And so then you hear what they do to this bottle. And the thing that makes this bottle special is the finishing process. So during the finishing, this is in black brandy barrels, which I'm going to look that up.
I'm still very curious about what
brandy is. But Metallica has played to it. And so he set up this sonic room for during the finishing where a playlist is played to these barrels.
When you say set up this sonic room, do we know what this? I'm curious.
We know a lot about it.
What is this sonic room?
So there's a lot of like heavy bass subwoofers in this room.
They're playing their music.
Playing this music.
And the vibrations hitting the barrels.
And the woofers are like set up next to barrels in certain angles and stuff.
I mean, I'm all for that.
So it's actually a little bit more scientific than I thought it was. You also can look up each batch and you can download the playlist.
That's cool.
So you can see what songs
as far as
were
gimmicky
played
stuff goes, they're doing it right because there's a lot of cool gimmicky stuff.
It's kind of a fun gimmick,
especially if you're into Metallica like I am. Like Metallica's legit.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing Fade to Black, Blackened, that's kind of what they're getting after here.
Also, it's done here in Columbus. So the finishing is done here.
Amazing.
So that sonic room is here in Columbus.
So they're playing that somewhere in Columbus.
Yeah, so cool. It's at Sweet Amber Distilling.
I looked it up.
It's Sweetwater Distilling. is the place, which is probably just a warehouse someplace because they're not making the whiskey. They're just finishing.
But it's like they're putting it to sleep. It's like a whiskey lullaby, dude.
Metallica come from Columbus?
No, I tried to figure out if there was like a meaning behind it being in Columbus. There's not. It's purely business. We are in the middle of distribution stuff and all that. That's the only reason it's here. It's purely business, tax reasons, and that.
So it goes from here and gets bottled and gets shipped out.
Yep.
It's not even bottled here?
I think it is bottled here. I think it's finished and bottled here. So it's blended, acoustically finished and bottled in Ohio using source straight bourbons and rye. Acoustically finished, yes.
You ready for the tobacco there, Steve?
Yes. What we got?
Catch it. Oh, there it is. So to go along with Blackened,
Hearth and Home Black House.
Black House is the pipe tobacco that put Hearth and Home on the marquee lineup, at least on the map.
Okay.
They are so back in 2011, I believe. 2011, Russ Ouellette was at the Chicago Pipe Show. They had a contest for who could come up with the closest version of the 25-year-old Balkan Sobranie based on just like memory. Okay. And he comes up with this blend and it wins, overwhelmingly wins. And then they were like, well, and then so many people were like, you got to make it. So he started making it. What the combinations that he used is interesting. Let me look up the blend here. Oh yeah. And that was the thing is he developed that really quickly. People were kind of like, wow. So it contains Latakia, obviously, bright, fragrant Orientals, sweet Virginias, a touch of dark fired Kentucky, which is interesting. And then to help simulate the effects of long-term aging, he used a bit of Perique and unflavored Black Cavendish. So, and this has been aged. This tin's from at least 2014. I want to say 2015. And it had a good seal on it. So it's been aged a minute.
By the way, I found something out the other day that Chris, you and Steve might be pissed at if we can't get it. But MB Rollin once did a release called Dark Fired Kentucky.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
I don't know what is in it. I don't know what it's made of, but they did a release called Dark Fired Kentucky.
Now, before anybody gets too excited, like all the marquee lineup, this is no longer made. So there's that. And I'm not sure. I don't know what Hearth and Home is up to at this point.
Yeah. I've never seen any of their stuff at a shop. I've found it in used places or like to buy off secondhand stuff
Or their website, Pipes and Cigars.
Yeah.
There's a few shops that'll stock it, but for the most part, but the thing is Sutliff was making their stuff. And when Sutliff went out, so did they. So I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm not sure if they're going to start using, I mean, it's so many companies. Look at Seattle Pipe Club.
Yeah.
Same thing. Now that went to Cornell and Deal. I don't think Russ Ouellette's going to sell his stuff, but he needs to find another manufacturer if that's the case. I don't know what he's going to do, or I don't think he just gave up. I mean, the dude's too and everybody loves that dude, and he's really good at what he does. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Oh, this is rich. I got it in a tiny bowl here, and it's really, it's thick.
It is thick. Yeah.
It's concentrated, and I like it. There's a lot of flavor going. What do you think there, Nick? You're looking at the tin.
I mean, the smell alone.
It's smelly. It does smell really
it's
good.
barbecue. I mean, this is like, so to explain my kind of barbecue to the world, to the listeners, my pork butt and my brisket take a lot of pepper and a lot of herbs and a lot of salt. I mean, a lot of white pepper, a lot of black pepper. So a lot of different types of pepper. This is that when it's done.
Okay.
Even Princess said, so the chef has said, nosing the seasoning, it's a lot of intense pepper, but by the time it's done, it's this savory with a little bit of peppery and maybe a little bit of sweet barbecue sauce. I mean, that's this. That's the smell of this. Like, holy crap.
What's interesting is, so it's a Balkan Sobranie match, which is a creamier Balkan style English blend. But I don't know if it's the age or what. This is the strongest tobacco I've smoked in a minute.
This is pretty strong.
Flavor wise.
Yeah.
And even even the effects of
Even
it.
nicotine wise.
Yeah. It's punching
it's punching
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. And I got it in a tight bowl, and I'm saying, and it looks like your bowl's pretty tight there, Steve.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to smoke. Packed it a little tighter. This thing's really kind of.
Well, what's funny is after you guys lit up, the smell, I can understand packing a punch. The smell of this is like opening the smoker after you lit the fire and you let it
pretty
go in, and
intense.
you open up right
Yeah.
away, so all that smoke comes in your face. You're like, I just gotta go through it and see what's going on.
But it's so pleasant.
It is.
It's a good. This is a really good flavor of a tobacco. And the thing is, I know I've had this before, and I don't remember it being like. I remember it being more Balkan forward. This is more like the dark fire.
This is more like
Kentucky's
oaky.
kind of hitting a
Yeah,
little
this
bit.
is oaky.
With that Latakia.
Woodsy? Yeah.
Woodsy. Very woodsy. Leather and all the good things with the English blend. But instead of the Orientals taking over and creaming it out, it's almost like the dark fire's taken over and it's becoming more of a charcoaly
I would agree. Yeah. Like a burnt wood kind of thing.
barbecue. Yeah, it's really good, man.
To go back to Angel's Envy,
Yeah.
Wes Henderson.
Yes.
Wes Henderson played a role or did an offering with Blackened. He split off soon after that to do his own brand. But I'm sorry to anyone that likes it. It sucks. It's the worst. It's Angel's Envy before Angel's Envy became good. True story is the brand, and it's what Angel's Envy used to be price wise, $90 some for all offerings across the board. Sourced out the wazoo, split from Angel's Envy. He's doing his own thing. I don't know why.
Port finishes was the main thing for that.
It's he's trying to recreate Angel's Envy.
White port line
Yeah.
casks was what they used in a 6-year Kentucky straight bourbon.
Yeah.
Was what their collaboration
The
was.
price tag was a little rough for the True Story, not for Blackened.
Yeah,
The True Story was a little rough.
And that one for the Wes Henderson one was made with Rob Dietrich, who was the master distiller and blender for Blackened and co-creator of Metallica.
Okay.
So this is before Dave joined in
Oh.
and kind of took it over.
Interesting. Okay.
So Dave kind of came in a little bit later
After that.
and changed some stuff. Yeah.
I think that he did a good job changing some things because I looked at the Blackened brandy.
So Blackened brandy for that. Blackened brandy is not a real thing. So there is no like marketing. There is no like brandy called Blackened brandy. It's just a dark brandy,
Like red grapes?
like red grapes.
Instead of white grapes for cognac?
They are standard oak barrels that previously held highly aged dark brandy. Pickerell specifically sought out barrels that had heavily charred on the inside. So a heavy char and deeply saturated rich grape, apricot, and honeyed fruit notes. Contrast the spicy rye and sweet bourbon blend.
I was going to say this is a blend of different types of whiskeys.
Now,
Yes.
are they
Mhm.
aged or finished in the brandy?
They're finished
Okay.
in the brandy barrels. And that's where the sonic thing happens.
So it's
that's
not during
only-
the aging.
No, only during the finishing.
I thought it was throughout the entire aging process.
No.
Oh.
You know what's interesting on the bottle? There's nothing on there that says Metallica,
There isn't.
which is kind of
Yeah.
amazing considering like that's kind of a plug, and they don't even have like there's nothing on there that says Metallica. Other than born in cask, forged by sound. So it's not even like obvious. You'd have to like know or look it up. It's not like there's anything on there that says like by Metallica. You know what I mean? So that's kind of cool. I think that kind of lends itself to being a little bit more legit.
I almost got it and I didn't because I wanted to try just their base offering. But they do have a Ride the Lightning.
Ride the Lightning.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Ride the Lightning
Yeah.
is just their album. So Ride the Lightning that also came out, and that was on the it's on the shelves now. Also,
That's a new
what do
one?
they do
Yeah.
differently with that one?
it's a rye,
But
It's a
the same process,
limited
same
edition straight
Blackened.
rye whiskey finished in Madeira and rum casks.
So different.
Oh,
cask.
so different casks.
different casks.
Okay.
Yep, but still the same finishing
Madeira
process.
and rum.
Yep.
You guys heard the song by Metallica, "Whiskey in the Jar"? What? No way.
I'm not a Metallica fan. I probably have heard more than I thought I had.
I don't know
but-
if I've heard any.
Oh, you'd like that song, Steve. So it's actually Whiskey in the Jar is an old Irish song.
From Metallica?
No, it's an old Irish song. It's been covered by a lot of people. The Dubliners did it. The Dubliners. A lot of people have done it. If you were to listen to the original, Steve, you'd love it.
Yeah.
Love it. And literally Metallica took it and did a rock version of it. And it's freaking awesome because they did it justice. Like it's actually like the legit Irish song, but rock version.
Oh.
And both of them are, I'm going to make sure you listen to those later. Okay. Both of them. They're both great. And I love them. The beginning of the Metallica Whiskey in the Jar is such an icon. For me, like, it just brings back nostalgia every time I listen to it. Because that was like my number one song I'd listen to in the gym. It was the first song I ever played. Like every gym session was the first song on my playlist. So kind of got me into like pumped, to hit the weights.
Song,
yeah, it was my pump up song. Yeah. I've always loved it. And nobody ever talks about that. When it comes in Metallica, they talk about this, that, or the other. I always like Whiskey in the Jar. Yeah. So good. But anyway, Whiskey in the Jar, Metallica, Blackened. That's what we're talking about. American Whiskey Remastered. That's what it says.
I do need to make a correction from what I said earlier. I said that Dave Pickerell took over for Rob Diedrich. It's the reverse. Dave Pickerell died in 2018.
I wondered. Yeah,
so Rob Diedrich took over at that point, which means that this one is made previous to that.
Yeah, because it says
I'm sorry, what?
Remastered by Dave Pickerell.
Yeah, so this would be from before 2018. Now, I just bought this off the shelves.
I think that just because he's dead, they're still making it with his name on it.
Maybe.
Because he came up with it. He came up with it.
And then, but Rob Diedrich is now the guy taking over and doing it. So, yeah. So, I don't know.
Because I've seen quite a few offerings of Blackened that weren't original. They're like the Wes Henderson.
They did a whole series about that. And so they did... when they did that, it was called the Masters of Whiskey series.
Okay.
And so they did a whole bunch of different companies.
So my mind goes to they lost their main guy and now they're trying to figure it out. But
that was also back in 2019.
Yeah.
So that was a long time ago. So I think you just got a bad bottle. And I think that's all.
I've never had one.
I thought you had that one.
No, I got to try it.
Okay, yeah. So you tried it.
So I tried it. I also tried Wes's True Story outside of Angel's Envy.
Yeah,
that's another
True Story. Is his brand?
True Story is his brand.
Okay,
yeah. Anyhow, no, Blackened has always been one that I have strayed away from. Because the story always feels gimmicky. Yep. Very gimmicky.
Metallica's story?
The Blackened, the bottle. Yeah,
because the story behind it is
and all that kind of
stuff.
There's
more gimmicky things, though, than that. This is less gimmicky than Oceans, I think. Jefferson's Oceans, yeah.
Now that you understand the difference between this is aged and then finished, but finished with the sonic music, whatever the sonic.
That makes more sense to me because it's breaking up the barrel, and parting that into the
If you hear what people normally say is this is aged, not finished, with the sonic waves, this sounds just like Jefferson's. Like, what are we throwing on a boat? And
Jefferson's doesn't have a really good band. You know what I mean?
There's also one called Route. Yeah, route something, and
it's in a pickup truck,
or in a semi truck, and they just roll around across America and then call it aged.
But
there's also
no band.
There's also one local to Ohio that does railroad. Yeah. So what's that begs the question of
we should do ours aged underwater.
Underwater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's gimmicking?
That's unique. Yeah. How about that?
There you go.
We're under the water.
You know what? There's not a lot of room in a submarine. And so, you'd only have a couple of barrels. So, those are going to be awful expensive.
Do the sailors get to enjoy it?
Right, yeah. Master Sailor has to be on the trip. So, he tries it along the way to let them, all right, it's ready. Let's...
Paul McCartney ought to do that. Call it Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Be set. As far as the taste goes, I'm keeping my mind open.
Yeah.
I don't like it so far. That being said, I like everything else about it. So like I'm not,
Oddly, I also don't like it. And the reason I don't like it is because it's pretty heavy on the brandy finish.
yeah, and it's kind of light on the whiskey.
Yeah, it's only 90 proof.
Hold on. Chris, you don't like it because it's heavy on the brandy finish? This might be a first of its kind.
Yeah,
What is going on?
But it's in the way of have you ever had a Coca-Cola where with a cup with ice and you drink most of the Coca-Cola and a lot of the ice was left over.
Okay.
Then the ice melted and you went back and drank some and it was extremely watered down Coca-Cola, but there was still enough Coca-Cola in there that was more Coca-Cola than water, but it's not good. Have you ever had that where you're like, it's really watered? Like sometimes watered down stuff's fine, but with that Coca-Cola, it's really not, because it's also kind of flat at that point and there's not enough flavor for it to really, very watery. So that's, in that aspect, I feel like I'd rather have brandy on its own, but when it's put into whiskey like this, the whiskey's not kind of full measure. It makes the brandy taste kind of like that Coke. Spread a little too thin.
Yeah, I would say that maybe the whiskey isn't the best whiskey, and the finishing takes over, and so it's too brandy forward. It's too sweet, too fruity,
without any sort of
anything to like back it up. And maybe if it's at a higher proof, it might be better because of that. Because I think that would kind of balance out that sweetness to it. So maybe the sonic finishing is working too well.
Too well, yeah.
I think. Because the science behind it is that it is vibrating it's getting more touches on the barrel. It's possibly knocking stuff off in the barrel, releasing more of the brandy. So like what they're saying is supposed to be happening, could be happening.
Right.
And maybe too much.
But at the same time, could they be reusing these brandy barrels over and over? Like over exhausting them?
I hope so. I hope they do more because like I said, to me, this has too much brandy flavor.
I think if you were to overuse a finished barrel, you just wouldn't get any finished product. Yeah. I think the problem, the deficit is with the whiskey itself. Not that it's terrible, it's just not enough.
And again, maybe a higher proof.
I think a higher proof or something with stronger flavor, either one. I don't know what blend they're doing, but it would be like a car with really big tires, but kind of a chintzy little frame. Feels weird, right? Like, can you imagine like big old truck tires on like some like Volkswagen Beetle or something, like a little overkill? You know what I mean? So like I think the finish is overkilling the whiskey. Not that the finish is bad. It's just there's not enough room on the page, you know? And it actually, for me, it leaves it feeling kind of thin because of it. And it's too spread out.
I think
not enough.
I think it's the low proof that's causing me the most issue with it.
And there's not much on the nose at all. You smell it?
Yeah, there's not much.
Kind of nondescript.
Yeah, and it's a combination of bourbons and ryes in here. We don't have any idea where they're from, but in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Yeah, it's the more I drink it, the more of that finish I'm getting, and there's just no like precursor to it.
It's too sweet because of it. And yeah, it doesn't have the backbone to go with it. And so it's like drinking juice from concentrate or like added sugars and added flavors versus 100% juice.
Yeah, it's lacking. It almost makes it come across kind of artificial, doesn't it? Yeah.
So Sweet Amber Distilling Company sources for this, or they get their whiskey?
Yeah, they buy barrels
from Sweet Amber Distilling, or that's the company.
That's the people that do this. This is Sweet Amber.
So they don't they don't officially name their partners.
Correct.
But there is some that they speculate that it's MGP and Alberta Distilling in Canada. That
that would be a rye and a bourbon. I mean, it makes sense.
But if it's from Kentucky and Tennessee,
yes, I was going to say. But if it is outside of America, they do have to say Canadian or whatever it is. Yeah. So it's not Canadian whiskey, but it could be MGP. I mean, but it says Kentucky, Tennessee.
Yeah, Kentucky and Tennessee is where they source from.
So I have no idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it's some bourbon, some rye. Probably different places. My assumption is that they buy cheap barrels and
We might be talking 1792, Bardstown, or Dickel, maybe.
could be some Dickel.
It says Blackened, a bold collaboration. That's
It
my
says
only
what?
problem. In the back, it says Blackened, a bold collaboration. The finest hand-selected whiskeys, an unrivaled composition of craft and creation, born in cask, forged in sound. I don't have a problem with this bottle. It's not trying to be anything other than what it is. I wouldn't call it a bold anything, though. But I like that they don't have Metallica written all over the side. It's almost like they know, or they feel like they can sell it without that.
Yeah.
And that's a good
And
thing.
what's the price tag? What are we selling for?
It's not very expensive.
Well, that's good. I figured it'd be like $80 being Metallica. Do you know what the top means?
M for Metallica?
Is that an M?
Is that an M?
Oh, maybe it is. It looked like an IVI, but I think that's an
1v1.
Oh yeah, I think
That kind of looks like the Roman numerals IVI, which is like what 151 or 151 or 151. I don't know.
I don't know. It looks like
my Roman numerals, but it's an M. Now that you said, it's like it's one of those optical illusions. Until you said that, I didn't see an M, but now I can't not see an M. So maybe that's it. M for Metallica, which would make sense.
Yeah.
This is batch 149. Do they do every time they put out a batch? They change the. So they've only done this 149 times.
Yeah.
All right.
which might say something. They've been out for
I
a
remember
minute.
It's been a minute. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I hate to shit on this.
Yeah,
I really don't want to.
It's not our flavor.
It's
But
just
that
not our
doesn't
flavor. That doesn't mean it's bad, and
mean-
other people would like it.
Yeah.
I just think it needs more oomph. But I like that they're not billboarding their crap on it.
Yeah.
I like that there's actually, as opposed to what Nick believes, I actually think there's some innovation going on here.
Yeah.
What I
More than
believe-
just a gimmick.
Yeah.
I believe the sound
it
thing.
feels. I mean,
I think if you were to put, whiskey in anything and jostle it around in the barrel, we've talked about that. That has an actual effect.
Yeah.
So the vibrations with the sound, okay, the music part is a little gimmicky, but why not use the bass?
Yeah.
I like the rhythmic pulsations might make the, I don't know, in a crescendo. I will say different music is going to make potentially could make, like scientifically could
Yeah.
make batches taste differently. Sure.
Right.
Yeah. So I like that.
Yeah, when I did more research into it, and I realized that this was like putting subwoofers, positioning them near the barrels in order to create the vibrations and stuff. So there's actually some science going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is something happening here that is not just some gimmicky thing. Metallica doesn't seem to have that big of a role in this. Like they don't seem to do a lot with it. It's not like they're picking anything.
right.
I think that they are. I think this is purely they represent the brand kind
They're
of
making
thing.
some money off
They're
of
making
it.
some money off of it, but they're not
a
part of the
win-win.
process in any way.
Yeah.
So they're not like this is more of your classic celebrity endorsed barrel where it's like they have nothing to do with it. They're slapping their name on it, kind of thing. The Sonic thing is where they're doing something. And it's just
something.
somebody else is playing their
They're
music to the whiskey.
contributing to it.
Yeah. And so I am maybe a little bit curious now. There is a company, I think it's in Pennsylvania, that puts the barrels in a garage where they work on motorcycles.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's
the 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
5 something. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's motorcycle engines revving at it and stuff. To which I worry a little bit about gas and fumes and such.
You're also drinking alcohol. What do you have to worry about? Come on.
I don't want it to taste like gasoline.
You just want to taste
I'm,
like
gas.
I'm not worried about
They're not spitting
contaminants.
gas at it.
But it's
The
in
fumes,
the air.
the
fumes.
carbon
Yeah.
monoxide, dioxide.
If you
whatever.
smell it, you can taste it. So you can get into it.
So if you can smell farts, you can taste farts.
For sure.
If you don't think you
You
can
ain't
taste
never tasted a fart?
if you don't think you can taste a fart, I don't know what to tell you.
But I kind of want to try that one now. I need to look at it again to see if it's finishings again, if it's a finishings thing. But if it's a finishing, I'd be curious about it just to see if maybe maybe that adds a little bit of credibility to the whole vibration thing.
I mean, they've played music up to plants before, and plants
Yes.
have died. They've played different music up to plants before, and they thrived.
Yes.
So, I mean, music does play a part, and I think it's less to do with like the appreciation and more to do with the vibration.
Yeah.
like scientifically tangible things like vibration and cadence, you know what I mean, a rhythm, whatever, tune, pitch, tone, whatever it is. But that goes back way back in the day. They talked about bells were used for healing, different pitches, different tuning forks and vibrations and things would heal. And they still use, modern medicine still uses that for certain things to this day with syncope and things with your ear and all that other stuff, that they'll use different tones and whatnot. I mean, I don't think you can rule out the fact that that does play an actual effect on physical elements, like a bottle, like a barrel of bourbon is going to have an effect with music played on it. I do think so.
I don't know how much it's going to matter what playlist is played.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we're going to be able to pick apart that flavor.
This
difference.
one is
it
definitely
might be a thing.
This was played by this album, and this one was played by this album. I can tell you, taste the difference. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think about that. But.
Yeah, but in terms of just vibrations in general, I can maybe see something with that. And the company here in Ohio that does railroad stuff. Right. I don't know anything about that to know if they're like running on a railroad or if it's just like being aged in like a boxcar sitting someplace.
Even that jostling around.
But if it's jostling around, then I think that there is something to that in the finishing process. I don't think there's enough in the aging process.
that bourbon tastes like rust and hobos.
Right. We start getting into like the whole idea of aging at sea. At sea. We get like
at sheets.
How much do you actually get at sea? I mean,
at sea. At sea, you get a lot of jostling. Yeah. Well, we talked about that. Now, the old boats, maybe so much, but not the new boats. Right. A little bit less.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
They're still moving around.
Put it on an old pirate ship and put it in the hole.
Right. But for aging, I think that's too much time and not like
finishing.
Not enough movement.
Like maybe.
For finishing, it's a shorter amount of time. You're trying to extract flavors from the barrel. That's kind of your whole goal there. So I can see where there's maybe something to it in a finishing world. And at least in this bottle, I think it worked pretty well. Yeah. Like I said, I think the finishing came out maybe a little too strong for me.
Yeah, if anything, it's too finished.
The tobacco is very good. Like you said, it is strong. Yeah. It's a pungent tobacco. I haven't had one of those for a while.
It's nice sometimes to have a really like kick you in the face strong tobacco. Because you can kind of forget that like you are smoking. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like because you get so used to certain flavors and stuff that you do want like something to really like throw you for a loop.
And I like this because like I said, I still don't really have much of a palate for smoking yet. Like, I don't have much of a flavor profile for smoking. Usually it's more of a how it makes me feel than like a flavor that I like. So I like the Latakias and things because they have a bit of a punch to them, or the
more obvious flavor.
Yeah, more obvious flavor, or the spiciness of a Perique. Like I can taste a little bit of a pepper note or whatever going on there, but I can't tell you flavor profiles of a tobacco. Like I couldn't blend a tobacco. But something like this that has just more punch to it, I just know there's some depth there, and I can taste something. I still don't really know what, but I can taste things in it, and it's got some depth to it.
I mean, for me, it's an interesting concept. Mixing those English flavors with the Perique and the dark fired Kentucky. Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever really had a straightforward English or Balkan blend that was done that way before. And then the Cavendish as well would just add some sweetness, which I think is why it tastes a little bit more barbecue-y.
Yeah.
But I just love that idea, and I don't think I have tried a whole lot with it, but the idea of an English with a healthy amount of Perique and dark fired. I don't know how much of those components are in this, but they're enough for me to really detect them, Yeah. So, and it could just be the aging as well. They've married together really well. Yeah. But I would like to kind of, and honestly, if they don't make a blend, a whole lot of blends like that, that might be one that I try to blend myself.
Yeah. So I did look up Hearth and Home to see where they might be or what might be going on. They are no more. They have been discontinued. So,
but they might come back. That doesn't mean they're.
It was the house brand for for pipes and cigars is what this was, but the tobacco came from Setliff, and when production agreements, manufacturing setups shifted to Setliff, Hearth and Home lineup was discontinued.
Does it say what Russ is doing? Because that's the thing. Is just there's a lot of companies that have either sold out or repositioned in the market or whatever. But I got a feeling Russ isn't done.
Yeah,
He's not going to quit making his blends.
I wouldn't think so.
He made some really effing good stuff you can't get anymore. Then he made one called an Acadia. God, that stuff was good. I can't remember it was a H&H, Hearth and Home, Acadia. Boy, that stuff was amazing. Expensive.
Really?
Yeah. For the time. Now it'd be probably more, but I got a feeling, I got to think that they're not completely ceasing, they're going to have to reposition themselves, but it has been like a year or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So enough time for Seattle to go to Cornell and Deal and stuff.
Right. Russ Olet returned to the local brick and mortar pipe shop community in Albany, New York.
So he just quit?
He's just blending stuff for a pipe shop.
For local. Wow.
Yeah.
That dude was pipes and cigars. Like he was like for Hearth and Home, like he was the guy.
He's
older
shop?
though, but he was making a lot of videos and everything. Well, Alberta. Oh, unless they sell online, but
so it's a blending counter. He works on a part-time basis.
So he just retired. That's it.
Yep, talking shop with local pipe smokers, dispelling blends, and working directly with enthusiasts.
Son of a.
He is still experimenting and has new independent blending projects in the works.
Can you imagine living there, being lucky enough to live there, and he moves in? I'd be there every freaking day, dude.
This caught my eye. He is talking shop with local pipe smokers, dispensing blending knowledge, and working directly with enthusiasts. I wonder if we could have our own blend created by him.
Maybe we could.
Can we recreate this? Because this is amazing.
So,
and with a touch more dark fired.
Yeah.
Just give it.
I bet you, me, just the club could go together and be like, hey, what would make a good blend? What would be the things you would be looking for? And see if he would make us a blend.
Can we age tobacco in our?
Once he saw our passion for it.
Yeah.
Can he age tobacco in our bourbon barrel? A rye barrel?
I bet
well, he would just tell us what to do and tell us where to source it from.
No, I mean, like, literally.
That dude would give you all the tools to the...
Oh, yeah. So, but also he works there Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays in the afternoons. So if we just want to go to this pipe shop and say hi.
What would we call it?
I don't know. Whiskey chasers.
Just basic like
whiskey
that.
Tampers.
Whiskey Tampers.
Whiskey Tamper.
Yeah, we'd have to come up with a name.
Yeah, something like that. Something, yeah.
Dark fired whiskey chasers.
Dark fired whiskey chasers.
And that might be a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
No, you can take that. You can take this the wrong way. I feel like
going to the no pile.
I mean,
yeah, we'll throw that one in the no pile.
I can just imagine the smell for what you guys are smoking.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'd be really interesting if he'd be up for doing something like that.
That would be cool.
I think that'd be really, really cool.
He just threw in the effing towel. I mean, a lot of people were getting fed up with it.
Yeah.
It's the government that's putting a squeeze on everybody.
Yep.
That's why people sell it for going out. It's just,
I mean, just the taxes and stuff on it.
When Mac Baren went out, what the F?
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot of Mac Baren blends that yeah. And I mean, I got a few, but like when they're gone, dude. And nobody's picking those up. I was hoping somebody was going to pick up, Old Dark Fired and Bold Kentucky, especially Bold Kentucky. Yeah. And some of their HH line. I don't know. There's just only so many companies out there that are still, that are staying above all this stuff. Yeah. I mean, if I don't think Cornell and Deal is going anywhere anytime soon, but if for some reason they did, I mean, it's just like cash in. At that point, I think what I would do is I would take probably like $20,000 and just buy up all the pipe tobacco I could, and then never buy another ounce of pipe tobacco again in my life. No, I would just keep it and smoke. I mean, I gotta have enough to smoke. And I have some, but I'm dipping in. I'm gonna have to restock at some point.
There's so much. I have some. I'm dipping in.
Well, I'm saying if I woke up tomorrow and pipe smoking was gone, which could happen with today's world, do I have enough? The answer to that is I'll take no for 1,000.
You have stuff I can't even find.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff I have that people can't.
Right.
Get. But there's also stuff that I want to have. If I didn't buy that stuff before it was gone, I wouldn't have it now. You get what I'm saying? So I need to buy some stuff now before it's gone, and so just in case.
But here's the thing: you bought those before you knew they were done.
I just knew. I just had an intuition.
It was just
Same
there.
thing with Mac Baron. I got some good Mac Baron stuff on there.
But if we knew where, people like us there that is in New York,
Right.
like if you can go to those places, you can get some blends and stuff. And like that's what I think is going to happen is you're going to have to just find these little pipe shops and travel to them and do them.
Do you think
and like try their blends?
Do you think the same will become?
That'll always be around.
Yeah.
Do you think the same will become of stuff like this if we knew where this came from and we knew the quality? So right now we're under the impression this came about because of someone that started at Makers, started their own project of helping others distill. We're under that impression. Oh, it's gonna be worth it. Now we're not sure because they're gone. Is there a chance at some point in the whiskey community or the future we have this idea that, oh man, this guy held such a high regard that we are going to want their stuff. We're going to want to seek them out. We're going to want to go there. We're going to have them blend.
Yes and no. I think that most people that drink whiskey don't know where their whiskey comes from.
That's good.
I don't
Is
think
it
that
they
like,
don't know or don't care?
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that they know it comes from Maker's Mark.
Right.
They don't know that Dave Pickerell was the master blender or master distiller.
Yeah.
So when those guys leave and move on to other places, most of the clientele doesn't go with them. So most people are not saying, I want this brand because it's the master distiller is this.
It's the other way around.
It's that I like this brand and the master distiller happens to be this guy. When that guy leaves, one, I probably don't even notice. I think most people don't notice or care all that much. Because the primary
unless you're
line,
super into it, we're talking about the average drinker.
Yeah, the average drinker. Yeah. Because the line is going to stay the same. That recipe has already been made. They're not going to change it when a new master distiller comes in.
Quality might lose a little bit or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
honestly, the main line isn't going to change at all. It's going to be all the other little projects that they have. So like, we know that Little Book is really cool. And we know that because of the stories between Fred and Freddie now. And Booker now and all those guys. Like they're the ones that are making that bottle. And we like Little Book because of the story that is made in the background of Freddie no, Booker no, Fred no, all those guys.
Okay.
Now, they're also good at their job. We like their product. But part of the reason that we like them is because of that story. And we're following the master distiller more than we are the bean product. Most of the time, that's not true. Most of the time, you are following a product because it's a bean product or a Heaven Hill product or whatever product it is you like. If they come out with something new and you're excited to try it because this brand has a flavor. You just don't put together that flavor is not the brand's flavor. It's the master distiller's flavor. And when they leave and move on, something changes, but you don't really notice it or care all that much.
So with that same mentality, that same understanding, do you think celebrity bottles will die out with the celebrity or live on past them?
Yeah, I think it depends. I think I think that there will be lots of people that will buy this bottle because it's a Metallica bottle.
Right. Will they buy Travelers because
it's a Chris Stapleton bottle or whatever. But if it's not good, they'll only buy it once. And
I mean, I think it might shift a little. So I don't think he makes any money off of it. But Jack Daniel's Sinatra. There you go. I mean, Sinatra's not around anymore, but that bottle is still iconic because he was iconic.
Right.
So if they came out with something for Elvis Presley and it was legit, I think people would buy that. So he's timeless, therefore the bottle will be timeless. Metallica, I love them. They're great. They're amazing, but I don't think of them as like a timeless, band. Like the Beatles are probably timeless. Well, they are timeless. They're not probably. They are timeless. You know what I mean? They transition through. So I love Metallica. Metallica's great, but is Metallica going to persevere 100 years from now? Probably not. Yeah. Whereas like people 100 years from now, people will still listen to Elvis Presley. It will be like still a legendary sound. Frank Sinatra, same thing. Metallica, not so much. I just don't think so. So if it can transcend time and culture and pop culture and norms and popularity and all this stuff, then yeah, I think a bottle with that name on it would make it. If it's not, then not so much. You get what I'm saying? So like, I think Jack Daniel's Sinatra is something that's going to last just as long as Jack Daniel's is going to last.
So we as a podcast have created this emphasis on celebrity bottles, celebrity endorsed, right? The rest of the world sounds like, oh, we don't really care. Unless it's someone like Elvis or Sinatra or this Black House tobacco. Like we know who created it. We care. It matters. Is it worth saying celebrity endorsed is not the end all be all in the sense that who cares about the celebrity? It's whether you like it or not. Yeah, or kind of like sourced.
Yeah, so I think with like bottles like this one, where Metallica is not involved, then it is either paying tribute to Metallica or a money grab. It's one of those two. You know, in whatever way that shapes out.
Very seldom would it be just good on its own, and then also with a name on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they would just go on its own.
Yeah, right. Like Jack Daniel's Sinatra is an example of one that is not endorsed by Sinatra. No. Sinatra was dead before that bottle came out, and like his family did.
His family said, "Yeah, go for
it." So like this is just Jack Daniel's paying tribute to somebody that really liked their bottle, and then the master distiller in the background came out with this bottle and like created whatever that was. So because that's become a specialty release that if you like Sinatra, you might get, or if you like Jack Daniel's, you might get.
Jack Daniel's Sinatra would be good without the Sinatra on it.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas like this bottle's not meant to be timeless. They're not going to make Blackened 20 years from now. Like it's not, that brand's not going to be around anymore in 20 years. They're gonna now Sweet Amber or whatever, the people behind it,
they'll be around.
They might be around, but they'll be doing something completely different, right? And it won't be anything related to this at all. Now, if you go back to like Traveler, where it's Chris Stapleton that is heavily involved in it, he's part of the thing, then it'll be a thing as long as Chris Stapleton is a thing. So, or as long as his music is well known, because you'll have people that will follow him, and because he's part of it, it's going to continue to change with him.
Yeah. I will say that I think the process, this finished process, is something that could last longer than the bottle.
So I would agree with that.
I could see other people using this or even the same company for different bands or whatever it is. I think the idea, I think there's people that like things that were played with. Mozart was played while we were crafting this thing. People like that aspect, that idea. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. But it's also like, this may sound harsh, Blackened, the way you describe it, is the equivalent to McConaughey's version of Wild Turkey. In the sense that there's a name tied to it without, if you were not around in the era of commercials, you had no idea that McConaughey was involved with Wild Turkey. Same with Blackened. Yeah. Like you don't know that
there's no crazy weird gimmick going on with Walter.
No, it's the idea that you don't know that someone is tied to it. Yeah.
Long Branch is good because it's a mesquite finished.
There we go.
Wild Turkey product. It just tastes effing amazing. I think that transitions. And I think it'll go longer than Matthew McConaughey. Right. Matthew McConaughey's name will drop off of that bottle, but they will keep making it because it's good. It's a good product. He got lucky that he got his name on a good bottle.
It's the same idea with
the other way around. Well, this one is kind of the other way around. I think.
Is it?
Well, I think the idea is good, but I just don't think the whiskey's that good. Yeah. I mean, if Matthew McConaughey came out tomorrow and said, "I believe in aliens. I am an alien. I like to." Procreate with aliens, like if he said the craziest,
weird enough, he might have.
Yeah, if he said the craziest stuff that everybody canceled Matthew McConaughey or whatever it was, I would still drink Long Branch. I like it. Honestly, if Matthew McConaughey came out and did some sort of horrendous thing and everybody was like, oh, we
There we
can't,
go.
you know, I would still drink Long. And actually, I would love it because it'd probably be cheaper. It's really good. Like, that doesn't mean I agree with if he did something crazy. I wouldn't agree with what he did, but I would still like I think the whiskey's better than he is.
There we go. So
But this is not. If Metallica sucked tomorrow, I'd be like, well, yeah, Metallica sucks now, I guess, and also that whiskey sucks real bad. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing: if this was quality whiskey with the same finishing process, would you be saying the same thing?
Yeah. If this tasted as good, if I enjoyed this the way I enjoyed Long Branch, then it wouldn't matter. Metallica would be a plus, which is kind of the McConaughey. Not the biggest McConaughey. I mean, not saying I don't like McConaughey, but I'm not like, oh my God, Matthew McConaughey. The last real actor that I can be like, oh, I'm such a huge fan is probably Kurt Russell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't think of another actor that I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a fan. You know, Matthew McConaughey, okay, whatever, you know, but I like the whiskey. I do really like Metallica. This sucks, in my opinion. But if this was great plus Metallica, that's a win-win. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm really with Long Branch. McConaughey is not really a plus.
Yeah.
Just a side note.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to celebrity endorsed stuff, you will buy it once because of the celebrity. Right. And then if you like it, then you would continue to buy it because the product is good. Sure. So the celebrity gets you a first sale.
You get your foot in the door.
The bottle gives you the second sale. I think that's kind of how it works.
You really like Metallica to keep buying this.
Yeah, and so I think that lots of people like this. It's very sweet. It's pretty fruity. It's 90 proof, so it's
not that
easy
expensive.
drinker.
$50.
It's $50. Like, I can see why this is still around, and I can see why it's popular. They have a line of like 5 different versions of this now, and they've partnered up with other distilleries to do it with them. So, and Angel's Envy is a great one to do it with because they're a finishing company. So they do a lot of finishings. So whether the bottle itself is good or not, that's for you to decide.
Well, and there's plenty of times on this podcast that we will shit on a bottle and I'll say this is not good or this is junk or they made it. I'm actually not saying that with this bottle. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I don't like it. Yes. I really don't think it's a bad product. Yeah. We've had a lot of products on here that I'm like, that's a bad product. Nobody should drink it. Yes. It's not good. It's overpriced. It's this, that, and the other. I could pick it apart. This one, I just specifically don't like it.
This just isn't my flavor.
It's just not mine.
Yeah. And so it's not a bad
But I don't think it's bad. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not for us, I think. Nick, I'm assuming you don't like it either because you haven't talked much about it.
You might like it. You like it?
It's This in my mind might be a step above or below an everyday drinker, no thinker, in the sense that there's not much to it that I like. Yeah, it's there. There's alcohol involved. And there's sweetness involved. That's about it. I don't want to shit on this. I know tied to Metallica.
We're not shitting on it. We just don't like it. I just said I don't like it.
There's not much to it.
But it's not that it's bad. I think there's people out there that would like it.
Oh, there's people out there that would love this.
And the price point is not you're going to be disappointed.
Yes.
I think the name Blackened is interesting. I like that they didn't like push their name on here. Right. But I am kind of surprised they didn't do like Inner Sandman or something like that. Like one of their better known songs or even Fade to Black or something. Blackened is cool. But what I do see that also, I also think of like a fish, you know what I mean?
Blackened seafood.
Like a blackened, fish or something like that. What I don't think of, or even like I think of a charred barrel. This has none of that. This has nothing to do with that. Right. It just has nothing to do with that. Well, I guess the Blackened, it was black brandy.
Right.
I guess.
Which they made up for the name of this.
Which they made a black brandy. You know, maybe they should have gone with a brandy.
And just made a brandy.
Straight brandy.
Brandy finished in
No, just a
bourbon
brandy.
barrels.
You could finish. You could finish brandy, but maybe a brandy would be good. Blackened brandy. That sounds good. It rolls off the tongue. A blackened brandy. Sure, a really dark brandy. Yeah. Why not? That might be good.
Don't use cognac.
Yeah, I mean that would be good. I mean, I'd be all for that.
Yeah,
could be good.
I think I struggle at the price tag.
$50.
You think $50 is too much?
I think
For this, yes.
Yeah.
for a celebrity bottle under $80, I think
But
is
let's-
way better.
let's
I
take away
expect them
the
all to be
celebrity.
80 plus.
Let's take away celebrity.
Well, if you take away celebrity, what are we talking about?
There we go.
Yeah, this isn't a bottle for us. This is not made for us.
Fair.
This is not for us.
That's the struggle I
So
have.
this bottle at $50, because it's a celebrity endorsed bottle, like that's a good price.
Yeah. And I
Now-
honestly think if we were talking about this bottle without a celebrity endorsed for $50, I would still be saying, I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah. It's
But
an
I like what they're
interesting
doing. I
finish.
appreciate what they're doing. It's not junk. I don't like how it's sourced. Sure, like be a little. I don't mind that it's sourced, but they should probably be a little bit more transparent
about where it's coming from.
about where
and
it's
stuff.
coming
Yep.
from. You're very quickly to put on there that it was bottled in Columbus, Ohio, by this brand, by this Sweetwater, whatever it is. But
Which,
like,
as far as I can tell, is just a shell
put
company.
on there. Look, we didn't. I would love a bottle that says we did not make our own shit.
Yeah.
Period. And then at the end, we did get this stuff from these two places, and we also did some finishing stuff at this place. Buy our stuff. Like that would be fine. Just be completely honest. Nobody's gonna look at it was sourced from these two places. I'm not buying it.
There's a really great company doing that called Borrowed Page. I think I've only seen chapters 1 and 2, so it was a long time ago that
I like the
and
name
I
of
have
that.
those at home
Borrowed
too.
Page.
Borrowed Page, and on the front they have on it every distillery that's inside of it, and they blend it together.
That's great. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I found it because Watershed was in one of it. Starlight has been in it. A bunch of craft distilleries and stuff come together and do this. As far as I know, it's still around. I dropped off of it. Whiskey Noobs that we
You dropped off the
interviewed
page?
with. I dropped back. Yeah, couldn't finish the book. So Whiskey Noobs introduced me to it way back when they were still around. But yeah, for this bottle, it's not a bottle for us, but that doesn't mean it's a bad bottle. I wouldn't even call this one a dud for me.
No,
like
it's not. No, I appreciate it.
it's
I just
interesting.
don't like it.
Yeah.
I would drink if you pour this for me. I'd drink it, and I wouldn't say anything unless you asked. Do you like that? I'd be like, not really. It's fine, but it looks rock and roll without being like too over the top. They did a good job with the presentation.
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, in terms of branding, I actually really like it. Like you said, it doesn't scream Metallica, but it does scream rock and roll.
Their rye is green.
Yes, the rye is green,
That'd be
Instead of
cool
black,
looking.
yeah.
but it's like a dark military style
like an
green,
OD green,
like an
Yeah.
OD, and so it's like so it still kind of goes along with that. So yeah, I like the branding of it. But yeah, juice inside, not really for me. But I can see why lots of people do like it. I can appreciate why other people do like
Especially
it.
for the price. I can
But-
see this being on a shelf for a lot of people that are just like casual drinkers. I think would be fine with this. Yeah, I bet Laura would love it.
Yeah.
I bet Mary would like this.
Really?
Yeah, it's sweeter, and it doesn't have any of the girth. You know what I mean? It doesn't have any of that like overwhelming flavor. You get what I'm saying? Like it's more subtle.
Like overwhelming whiskey.
Yeah, the whiskey flavor. Yeah, the finish is prevalent.
Right.
Yeah, but the actual whiskey flavor itself, the thing that turns off a lot of people, that real broad flavor,
The upfront like bite.
doesn't have it.
All right. Well, I think that's the end of our celebrity series.
It might have to be for now.
For now,
We'll find
yeah.
others. If you know
there
others,
are-
please.
There's
there are-
others out
there.
there.
Are good celebrity stuff out there.
Sure, have we done Long Branch?
Yeah, we've done
We've
it.
done Long Branch.
We've done it.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
camping.
We do it a long time ago.
we've done it for
camping and
things,
stuff.
yeah.
Yep.
Because that's a good
there's
camping
There's
bottle.
other bottles.
Oh,
out
there's
there.
tons of bottles
If
out
you
there.
have any ideas, just let us know.
Yeah,
I'm sure
send
we'll figure it
us a text. Let us know what celebrity bottles we should get,
Or send us a bottle.
or send us a bottle.
We did
That's
that Peyton
true.
Manning thing too.
Yeah,
didn't we?
Peyton
For the
Manning has a
club,
bottle?
not for the
I thought we
podcast.
did it on the podcast.
No,
Well,
for the
no,
club.
Queens Cove? No.
Yep. Yeah, and so a listener is sending us a bottle here soon. So once we get that, we'll be popping it open here and talking about it and
And
talking
maybe
about him and
Gifting something in return?
and we'll send something back to him because You're just gonna send us a bottle. We'll send you
Does
something.
he smoke?
I don't know.
We have to ask.
Here's the thing. None of us know this person. That's the coolest part of this.
Yeah, I asked Laura. I was like, "Do you know this guy?" She's like, "Nah." I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't either.
That's the coolest part of this. Is it's a blank listener.
If he does smoke, what are you willing to give, Chris?
Because
I
now
might have to
he's gonna
talk to
listen.
him. I'd have to have a conversation.
Now he's gonna listen to this, but like that asshole doesn't even remember me.
So like, we did
Gosh.
meet. We did meet. I do know those guys.
So hopefully he is a true like just random listener. So I don't know what his connection to us is, but other than just the podcast. So that's really awesome. All right, gents. Well, next week we'll try something else.
Until then.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you want more great content and other perks, be sure to support the show by clicking the link in the show notes. We can be reached on our website, whiskeychaserspod.com, with any ideas for the show. Thanks again.